My guest today, who is joining me virtually, yes, in the person of Dr. Ogorchukwu Orji, and he is a health practitioner at Mansard PLC. So he will be talking today about something that is important. And what am I talking about? Well, we're going to be talking about your body and how certain things can affect you. So, talking about ergonomics, I know that in short, its short definition is, some science of designing environments and equipment to actually fit people and trying to reduce discomfort. Could be, trying to design their home, trying to reconstruct certain things. But I'm sure that Dr. Orji will be doing Dr. Ogorchukwu will be doing so much more, explaining all that to us and why we even need to have certain things in like manner for us to have painless experiences and be able to live a normal life. So, good evening once again, and welcome to Mansard Safe Cruise.
Good evening. Thank you for having me on the show.
As always.
How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you. I know that in my own little, as much as I could, I tried to explain ergonomics, but I'd like you to help us expatiate on it and, help Lagos as well understand what ergonomics is and how it can affect body.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for having me on the show. Like you were trying to explain, ergonomics has to do with how you design workplace, home, and the products and systems that are associated with the workplace or the home to ensure they fit the people that use them and to ensure it dovetails into the operating and work environment of the person.
Mm-hmm.
So there are different components to ergonomics. There is the physical aspect, there is the psychological aspect of the environment. So all of these things need to be put together to get a wholesome outcome for people that use the spaces.
Right. Okay. That's actually great to know. I thought it was something going to be very complex, like feng shui or something of that nature. Have to having to be in a certain kind of way. Certain things have to be put somehow. Yeah, but it's not that, right?
Yeah, so we can go into more detail. So there's a ratio of, for example, right? There's a certain distance that you should be from your work table, your workstation. A certain height at the table should be.
Oh, okay.
Optimal efficiency. Yeah. So, but it varies from person to person. Based on your height, based on your weight. An assessment will need to be done to get the ideal distance, ideal height for your table. So it's complex, but we're trying to break it down for everybody so everybody can understand.
Which is why we have you. So thank you so much for breaking it down and making it more understandable for us to get ahead with. So, but yes, you're speaking about certain things, right? Like the different types of economics or how it is structured, or the style, more or less. But I want to know, what are some bad habits that we practice that could actually affect our physical health and productivity?
Okay, there are a number of them, but I'll just mention some of the common ones.
Okay.
For a number of us that work in the office, we just, either because we have a lot of deadlines to meet, we have a lot of pressure,
I know, right?
Work to do. So
we're slouched over our tables.
So you're literally just on your desk the whole day. Some people don't even get time for lunch.
Ooh, okay.
You have some people standing, and maybe, my banker friends, some of them at the front desk, just stand in front of the desk and the whole day, So some of these things are not very ideal. So if you sit a lot on your table, you should have intermittent breaks where you just walk around the office, stretch breaks, stretch your body, walk around and then come back to your table. So sitting down all day isn't very ideal.
Right.
Also, for those that work, if you have to stand or walk around, for those that work in construction, for example, that work on construction sites and you're having to move around, even the fitting of your shoe is very, very important in terms of ergonomics. So you should ensure your shoes are not very tight. They're comfortable enough so you don't have pain in your foot or discomfort in your foot. So it's tailored to the habits vary from practice to sector, and then even down to focusing on your laptop also. Some of us just work on our desks all day looking at the laptop. So there's a part where you have to walk around to stretch your back and your bones. There's also the part where you have to give yourself a break just to not prevent your neck from getting too stiff. Because some of us just looking at the laptop the whole day, looking at the screen the whole day or the desktop, and your neck is in a particular posture or position, and it's not very ideal. So that's one of the bad habits that we commonly indulge in that we can change.
Okay, but now that you make mention of it, so is it that when it comes to the furniture, like in an office, I have to get the right kind? Do I have to have something to elevate me in a particular kind of way? Do I have to sit structured? What exactly do I need to do so I could be productive as well as maintaining my health?
So first of all, and thank you for that question, because it's very, very important. And as society is progressing, a lot of us are moving into the office space, unlike our grandparents that would work on the farm and move around a bit. So in the office space, unfortunately, there are a lot of so you start with the furniture, right? So in terms of furniture, there's the chair you sit on. They're ergonomic chairs. Not all chairs that they sell and not all chairs that are used in the office are ergonomic friendly. Okay. So our back has a particular shape. So that shape should fit into the kind of chair you're sitting on to provide appropriate support for your back. And then the height of the chair also matters. So this should relate with in relation to your own upper body length, and then the distance from your chair to your table also matters. It shouldn't exceed a meter. And then the height from your chair, where you position, to your table, where you type. There's also an ideal location or ideal distance from your height where you're seated to the table itself. So what I'll usually advise is most for offices that are interested in the economic well-being of their staff, you can get a consultant to come in and do an assessment, for your staff, and then get the ideal framework for the design of the office space with the chairs, and then all the chairs should be economic friendly. So the friendly chairs that are ideal for use in office spaces. But most of the chairs that are around are really not, and it's not very helpful.
And that in itself is where the problem lies. But now that we're even talking about practical things that we need to put in place, what other things, like a regular everyday lifestyle, do we also need to put in proper perspective? And this time around, I know we're talking about the office, but can we switch that to everyday lifestyle? We're talking about our beds. I know that you spoke about the kind of shoes we'll wear and how it can also affect us, but let's even take it to the home right now. What kind of beds? Because I know that you've spoken about the office and how certain things need to be structured, but when it comes to our homes, where we're supposed to be most comfortable, what should we be having in mind?
Okay, so for homes, I think the bed is so interestingly, right? If you look at most people, if you divide our days into maybe 3 quadrants, for the regular average people or regular average person, probably spend a third of our day on our beds. So for a number of people, they get in bed maybe by 9, 10, and then they're there until 6 a.m. in the morning or 5 a.m. in the morning if you're an early riser to beat the traffic in Lagos. So that's about 8, 9 hours out of 24 hours. So that's a really long time. So you want to be sure that where you're spending the third of your day is very comfortable and ideally suited for what you're doing in it. So the ideal bed should be firm, not too soft. A lot of us like soft beds. Yeah, they're nice to lay on. They feel comfortable and, all cushy, but they're not, they don't do your back a lot of good. So the ideal bed should be firm. If you don't have any orthopedic issues, you don't need to use a hard bed, but it should be firm.
Okay.
Yeah, and then beds should be changed routinely every 5 years. If you use your mattress not the bed this time around, sorry, pardon. if you use a mattress for at least 3 years, depending on the type and the quality of the mattress.
Okay.
At least every 3 years you should have your mattress changed, And then regularly, maybe every 6 months, you can turn your mattress around. Maybe every 3 months, just turn it around,
Just
so you
switch
don't lean
over.
on one side and then you push it inside and then it comes.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe every 3 months, just flip it around. You don't have to change the whole mattress. It's expensive, it's not so easy. So every 3 months, flip it around, and then after 3 years, you should, if it's not a very high quality bed, you can change it.
Discard it.
Every 3 to 5 years, depending on the type. But the ideal one should be firm, not too soft, not too hard. And if there are orthopedic issues, you can then get the hard one, what we call the orthopedic bed.
Okay.
So that helps. And then your couch also, again,
Yes.
your couch, that's also another place where we spend. At least you come home, you just slump on your couch, in bed till you're getting to bed. And sometimes we won't sleep up on the couch, till the next morning. So your couch should also be, recently some designs, interior decor is changing. Some people have couches that don't even have backrests. That's not very, very good. Your couch where you spend a lot of your time should have a backrest so that there's some support to your back, so you're just not, putting a lot of structural support and weight on your spine. You should also have a firm, comfortable couch. And at the same time, same thing you do in the office. If you've sat for a long time on your bed, you should also walk around a bit, to enhance
Okay. All right. So I know that there's some misconceptions when it comes to ergonomics. Can you enlighten us what these misconceptions are so we are better aware of what they are?
Sorry, excuse me. Misconceptions about ergonomics.
Yes,
so there are a few misconceptions about ergonomics. Some people just say, you think it's just all about, they say, I have ergonomic chairs, but not all chairs are ergonomic. That's a very common myth. You go to some stores and they tell you the chair is ergonomic, but it's not really. And then, like I was saying, it also has to do with the distance from your chair to your table, not just the type of chair you use and just the type of table you use.
Okay.
Some people also think it's just about correct posture. Posture is important.
All right.
But you also have to, fit posture to the support system you have around you, and then the kind of equipment you work with. So, and then there's this very common one. People think ergonomics is just about, you just make a broad recommendation for the whole office. But it's actually tailored to the individual. We're all different. You can't do the same table and chair can work for a 5-foot person, wouldn't work for a 6'2" person, for example. So distance will be different. So you can't just get someone to make a recommendation and then someone HR applies it to the whole office. That's a starting point. So I'm not discouraging that. That's a starting point. But ideally, it should be set to the individual. So that you can get the best outcomes for each person.
That's actually great to know. So it's not a one size fits all. So if that's what you've always thought, that's not how it works. But it's actually great to have you, share all that insight that you have today. Sometimes you just don't see certain things, and it just makes you look at what's all these things. How does it affect me? Indeed, long run, it will affect you.
It does affect you. It does affect you in the long run. In different ways, quality of life, comfort, happiness, even money-wise, because when you start having these problems later on, you then start spending money on doctors. Well, bring the money.
The doctors won't complain about the money, though.
We won't complain, but really, we don't want you to, want you to be happy and have a good life. So, so the earlier you can take these precautions and do the right thing, the better your life would be as you get older, as we all age. So.
Important. So thank you so much for all that insightful knowledge that we've gotten today, especially on ergonomics and how we can stay in tip-top shape. I trust you will have yourself a pleasant evening ahead of you.
All right. Thank you so much. Nice to be here.
Always, always. All right, so Lagos, I know that you would like to get more insight on how you can stay in tip-top shape, talk about your health, and so much more. Well, to learn more about your health, you can reach out to AXA Mansard on their website at www.axamansard.com or call toll-free 0700 AXA Mansard. If you are looking out for their social media handles and you want to, reach out to them, you can do so on Facebook, X, or Twitter, and LinkedIn at AXA Mansard. However, on Instagram, it is at AXA Mansard _. And Lagos, well, as you know, AXA Mansard Safe Cruise comes your way every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So till Friday, keep keeping safe and keeping healthy.
AXA Mansard Safe Cruise.